All right, my friends, we're back. 508-755-0058. We're here till 6 o'clock here in News Talk 580 and 94.9 FM WTAG and Charter TV3. And we're joined now by our good friend, Nicole Valentine, Director of Emergency Services of the American Red Cross of Central Massachusetts. Nicole, how are you?
We're doing great, Jordan. We have so many people behind us at the Red Cross. We couldn't be doing better.
Well, that's good to hear. You know, I just love you, and I just wish we could talk sometime when we don't have a crisis.
I know. But it's good to know you're all behind us.
Oh, listen, I said before, I don't know if you heard it, and I'm sure you didn't, but I said, I don't know structurally how we would respond to these emergencies if it wasn't for the Red Cross. I mean, the governor's done a great job. I'm going to talk about that after I get done speaking with you. And we got MEMER, we have all these agencies. But really, when it gets to the really nitty-gritty, the blood and guts of making a difference in people's lives, the Red Cross is where the lead is. And you guys just get out there.
Well, we thank you for that, and we do. We stand shoulder to shoulder with every community partner, and we can't do this alone, Jordan, and this is going to be a very long disaster relief operation.
How bad is this thing? I mean, it's 24/7. You know, we're watching this thing on television, and I'm getting updates all the time. It looks like it's absolutely devastating. I mean, I'm old enough to remember the Worcester tornado. I was just a kid, but I remember it, and I remember the devastation. This looks pretty ugly.
It is ugly, and there's no other way to describe it. We had a street team just come in for a disaster assessment. They couldn't even get through the town of Sturbridge. Route 131 alone, my volunteer has just returned from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and said to me, Nicole, it does not even compare. I have never seen anything so bad, and he's been on 8 disaster relief efforts across the United States.
So we're pretty lucky that we've only had 3 casualties or 4 casualties here. I mean, this is really so far pretty lucky. I mean, I guess there's 50 injured. About 5 or 6 of those people are critically injured. But the death count here, the death toll is low, thank God. And I guess we're pretty lucky.
We are so fortunate because it was one storm after another, and it just didn't stop. And, you know, we were at the point where we couldn't even come out of the basement at the Red Cross to start our relief efforts because we, too, were sheltering in place.
Yeah, we had the same thing up here. I mean, we were live broadcasting, and at one point this thing looked like it was coming right at us. And so we had to go downstairs just for a few minutes, and we came back up and figured, to hell, if they're going to get me, they're going to get me.
Right.
You got to do what you got to do. But what are the efforts of the Red Cross right now? How do you respond? Last night, you were already in response mode.
We were in response mode, especially in Springfield and the hardest hit communities. Shelters were opened within an hour. With our community partners, we had over 500 individuals sheltered last night at Mass Mutual Building. 50 individuals was sheltered in Sturbridge. The hardest part was getting in contact with our community partners and our emergency managers to say, we're here and what do you need? Because all lines of communication were down. And really this morning is when we were able to put those disaster assessments together, talk to the emergency officials, and determine what they need from the American Red Cross. And I'm very happy to say that at this point there is not one shelter open in central Massachusetts because individuals are able to stay with their family or friends or have been able to return to their homes. But that doesn't mean that we're anywhere far from over because the individuals that are staying with family and friends still don't have a home to return
Absolutely.
to.
And that's going to take some serious time.
Absolutely. And, you know, we talked 2 weeks ago when I was in the studio about across the country, and now here we are in our own neighborhoods. And to put the faces together with just people that we know and love and care about, our own board of directors were affected. We had a board of director member from Springfield lose his home. We had blood services employees lose their homes. And it's unreal.
Yeah, we had a sister radio station in Springfield, and they got hit. And some of the people that work for our company are connected with Springfield, so they had impacts also. So it's a pretty humbling experience to go through because you certainly feel totally helpless.
It certainly is. It goes in stages, Jordan, because this is the very beginning. We're still conducting disaster assessment. We are going back out to Sturbridge and working with police escorts so that we can just get into the center of town to provide snacks, drinking water to the emergency officials. It's something I've never seen in 15 years.
So what do you need from us? What can we do? What can little old Jordan Levy do and all of our listeners?
You can help us to spread the word that we need financial donations. We need the donations to sustain these efforts, and that is with gifts of a financial contribution to the American Red Cross. We can do that in several ways. Donors can text the word Red Cross, REDCROSS, to 90999. They could visit us online at www.redcross.org, or they could contact their local chapter to send in a contribution.
All right, the first thing we have to do is just text Red Cross, right?
Yep.
I'm going to do it while I'm talking to you.
Okay.
So.
If everybody could do it while they're listening to me,
Yeah.
I would be smiling.
Well, I'm gonna now. Red Cross, there's no dash there, right?
Right. One word.
Red Cross
to 90999.
All right.
And we'll be able to see how many people called in or texted in and when they did that, Jordan.
All right. Now here we go. We're gonna do it right now.
Off we go.
All right. I'm gonna do it the right way here so we can get it over there. I'm not too good at this stuff, so if I can do it, folks, anybody can do it.
Absolutely. And it's $10, and that's a meal.
All right, here we go, folks. We get it right on camera. Here it goes. And here goes my magic button of send. All right, and there it goes. Here goes my $10. Red Cross just got it.
And somebody just got a meal.
All right,
incredible.
That's how quick it was. And so we can do that right on the air. We can show you how it's done. It's really pretty simple. And it took, what, 30 seconds for me. And
it took me a lot less time than you to do that.
It just,
Magic Fingers Messina over there.
Yeah, I know, and I've got these stumps, and it just got confirmed that you guys got it, so I'm thankful.
Fantastic.
But so anyway, you can go if you have a cell phone, and a lot of people do. Go to Red Cross 90999 90 with 3 9s, and that's a $10 donation. It'll show. I've done this before. And the last time Nicole was talking to us, and the time before that when we had the Japanese international problem, and it just shows up in your cell phone bill. And if you can afford to do that, otherwise go online. At what address, Nicole?
www.redcross.org. Visit us on Facebook. Please become fans of our page, American Red Cross of Central Massachusetts. It's creating awareness, and it's helping us to show our community that we care.
All right, these are easy ways, folks, that we all can, thank God, those of us, most of us in our listening audience, unfortunately, a lot of the people that listen to us in Southbridge and Sturbridge and Charlton and those areas got hit, and we know that they're hurting, and we want to help them, and they may not be hearing us right now. They might be without power, or they may be hearing us, so we want to reach out to them. But most of us, certainly within earshot of this show, did not get affected. We got scared. We were predisposed with what was going on, but we're safe. So just look around what you have and think if it's worth $10 to give to somebody else, and we can feed somebody and feed the emergency workers that are out there still going door to door, still doing the things they have to do.
It's so true. And one thing that we didn't expect and that we are seeing is school children are very affected, Jordan. They're nervous, they're scared, they're traumatized by what they went through last night.
Because it's not normal for us.
It's not normal, and we're working with mental health counselors to get into the schools. If there are schools that need our help, we've had parents call and say, "I cannot believe what my children are going through."
Yep.
My own children, it's traumatic.
Yeah, I call my daughter. I was kid with Mike. I have one daughter lives in Marblehead and one daughter lives in Newton. I was concerned about the Newton because the storm was heading directly that way after it was passing us, and she took it kind of lightly, but my grandchildren didn't take it lightly,
No.
And they were impacted by it. They wanted to go to the basement right away,
Right.
and 35 minutes before there was anything coming their way. But they have had some traumatizing from this because we're not used to it.
It's true.
We're used to snowstorms and blizzards and those things, and we cope with those very well, but we don't cope with tornadoes.
And you cannot control it. And,
Nope.
There's one thing, Jordan, the help is coming. If there are communities that need our help and communication lines are down, call the chapter at 595-3700. If you're a neighbor that has needs, reach out to your emergency manager. We are coming. The roads are blocked. It was impossible. Our volunteers walked miles today in Sturbridge just to find incident command. It's a terrible situation.
Yeah, huge trees down, swaths of these. Some of them are 15 miles wide. So, this is a major catastrophe that's hit. Nicole, thanks so much for what you do every day. And once again, you're there, and we thank you and the Red Cross for doing it. We'll keep on pushing it, Mike. I'm sure we have this up on our webpage already, or will be. And we'll do everything we can to get the message out. And God bless you. Stay safe.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Bye-bye. Nicole Valentine, Director of Emergency Services, American Red Cross. And again, you can do this. It's really easy to do. Mike just did it. He did it in about 3 seconds. I did it. It took me about 10 seconds or 15 seconds.